this is something that we're doing, I think, is the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me proud of what we're doing. And so you can find that information either on theufl.com, and then you can click on the link of the organization you want to support. And then that, half of your ticket price is going to go back to them in that $5. So I'm excited about that. And then also we're going to honor them all game long. And so that'll be something that I'm excited to do. And we're going to have a little competition where there's going to be a 40-yard dash, a punt, pass, and kick relay, a push-up contest, and, of course, a hot dog eating contest for those different areas. And then we'll crown a champion in the fourth quarter. And then to top that all off, if that's not enough for you to be excited about coming out to the game, we're going to have a free spatula for folks as they walk out.
And they'll need that the rest of the holiday weekend and the summertime holidays upcoming. It will be fun. And, Steve, you're right, every year during the traditional college football season and you have the salute to the military, usually around the Veterans Day game, sometimes in November. I love that, and I'm with you. We should do it every weekend. It feels good to do it, doesn't it?
Hang on, I feel like I'm at Shea Stadium right now. I've got a plane flying right over the top of my head. Sorry.
That's fine.
I think it's, one of the things that we do that I enjoy that we do try to do each week is we have a Gold Star family memorial right there outside of Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. And so when they approached us last year as they were building that, they said, hey, is there anything we can do to honor Gold Star families during every game? And I said, yes. And they kept trying to sell me and go, well, we'd like to do this. I go, the answer is yes. We'll
Sold.
do it. And so each one of our games, we take a time out and we bring out a Gold Star family and honor that family that's lost a military member while they were active duty, and it's heart wrenching.
It really is.
But it's also a good thing for us to do, and I'm proud that we take that time and don't try to pay any bills and don't try to sell any sponsorships. We just do something that's right.
Your title, you wear a lot of hats. It's Senior Director of Team Business and Event Operations. What have y'all, when you get through with the end of the year and you go over what we did right, what we did wrong, what's one thing you really are proud of that maybe was different than last year?
I think we did a lot of the same things we did last year. I think we tried to improve the game day activation stuff just a little bit more. I think sitting on the other side of the stadium was definitely a challenge for us. And you're asking what we did well. I think, in my mind, it's some things that we need to improve for next year that got my attention most of all. And I think our seating configuration is important. Working around the construction of the stadium is going to be really important. And then just making sure we're providing an excellent atmosphere for our fans to have fun, to know that it's family friendly, but it's also professional football. And they're going to see things that you don't really necessarily get at the college level. The skill level of these athletes is amazing. Almost all of them have been either on an NFL roster or in an NFL training camp. So it's not,
especially after the consolidation.
Yeah, I mean, all of these guys, almost every single one of them has been at that level and is striving to get back or is just enjoying playing professional football at this level.
Steve, especially last week, I thought the Showboats really fought. We've been kind of talking about that all season long. The results aren't there, but this team has been fighting. How much do you think getting back home to final home games will help the team with kind of fans in the stands supporting them, kind of even help them more to go out there and compete these last two games, despite what the record is?
Yeah, I think that's one of the beauties of the stadium is that the fans really are right on top of the teams. They can feel that energy right behind them, and the people that sit there are mostly in the Yacht Club, which is our big fan booster group, and they are very, very supportive of this team. So, I'm hoping that the players feel the love, that they try to, let them be lifted up on the shoulders of our fan and let us carry them over the line, because I think that's one of the great things about having sports and having your own team and having your teams and supporting. It's why it's called fandom. It's a little bit of not a cult, but you've got, your supporters. And I think as humans, we like to be part of something.
We do. And
this is an opportunity for us to be part of the Showboats and professional football. And I think our players appreciate that. And, look, a couple of the guys that I've talked to have said, we're going to have a good crowd. I said, we're going to have the same types of crowd we've had. Obviously, I want more. But they haven't given up on you guys. They are still going to be there having fun, being enthusiastic. We got a group of supporters. Now, Mississippi State fans will love this and others may not, but they've asked if they could introduce cowbells. and just a way to get going in the stands. I said, absolutely. If you guys want to try to make this a thing,
heck yeah,
and bring that. Anything you think that can add to the atmosphere, let's go.
I can hear them ringing from Thanksgiving night still, Steve. I get a lot of cowbell every other year on Thanksgiving night, but that will be fun. That will help the environment and the fun of game day. The league itself, all the different rules. What's the one or two rules you think will be normal football practice in a year or two, both college and NFL level, that the UFL is doing right now?
I think there's two things really. I think the digital down and distance and not having to bring chains out to measure. Yeah. I think that's something that the technology is clearly there.
We've got a rover on Mars. I mean, we can do this.
That's a great point. We can do this without having to bring chains out the archaic way. I think that's one. Second thing I think is our kickoff and punt rules. I think we've seen very few injuries. We're seeing some good field position. We're seeing guys get to make some returns with some space. And I think that just from a safety standpoint, bringing those plays back into professional football and even college football to a certain extent. I mean, there's so many balls that are just kicked out of the end zone on kickoffs all the time. I just think those are exciting parts of football, and just to take them away because of safety instead of trying to find other ways to mitigate the absolute speed of two guys rushing at each other like a couple of rams or bulls is the smart way to do it and keep that part of football.
Steve, do you think going forward in the UFL, I know still very young, even just going back to the two leagues that merged, but do you think there will be something that comes about in this league for more player transaction, whether it be trades or more adding and dropping guys, so that teams, once they get into the season and maybe realize this is an issue on our roster, they can go out and improve those positions, those groups during the season? Or do you think the way it is how they want to keep it?
Brian, I think if you go and look at the number of transactions, you might be surprised. It just isn't as – I don't think there's any blockbuster trade as such. And because we don't really have a draft established, you can't really trade a guy for a draft choice.
True.
So I think that's a little bit of a difficult one. But I think our GMs and our head coaches and our staffs got put in a tough position with how the merger went about and how quickly it happened, and trying to create the roster. And I know that everybody's chomping at the bit on how they're going to manage the roster going forward and who they want to have on there. And look, the Showboats underwent a ton of changes from year one to year two. And I think, sitting where we are, we'll probably have quite a few more going forward. And that's the good and the bad. I think the good thing is that when you're having a rough season, you've got a chance to rebuild the roster. But at the same time, from a marketing standpoint, I'd like to have some continuity so that our fans can get used to some guys, and there's more Vinny Papalis on the roster that folks know and love and cheer for,
and have them in the market where we can get to know them.
Yep, I think that's obviously where everybody wants us to get, and this is going to be the first time that a professional football team has played in Memphis for 3 consecutive years ever.
I know it well
for next year. So I think that's an important part for us to recognize, and yes, maybe we won't get all the things that we want as a fan base right away while we build this thing for sustainability and longevity. But I think we've got to say, okay, this is how we're going to build this. Okay, let's accept that and let's take what we can get, and let's enjoy the things that we do have, knowing that we're building towards that full frontal. Here's the full team here all the time. That everybody wants us to get to, and let us have a chance to build this so that the long-term thing isn't we're talking about a spring league that almost made it, because I think this one is here to stay, and based on who's backing it, how they're backing it, and the way they're talking about the future and how to make things work for the future, I feel really good about how they're doing it, even if we don't get everything we want.
This week, the Showboats kickoff is at 1:30 at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium against the D.C. Defenders, and next week it will be a Sunday night 6 o'clock game against the Houston Roughnecks, and we'll talk about it next week with you, regardless of this week's outcome. Steve, I told you we were going to talk Showboats for good or for bad all the way through, and it's been fun visiting with you. We'll wrap it up next week. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it very much. Have a great rest of your day.
You got it. Steve Macy with us from the Memphis Showboats. Bryant Dake, it's good to see you.
Hey, how's it going, Brett?
Looking great.
Thank you.
Smashing.
Thank you.
I tell you every time you have on dressier clothes, it makes you look 10 years older.
Thank you.
I don't know if you want to look 10 years older or not.
Maybe today. I had a speech to go do
That's great.
At the elementary school, so maybe looking younger would be better. Looking older would be better.
Did you get the assignment of what we're getting ready to do next? Are you ready for this?
The top 10 players, right?
From the Ringer.
From the Ringer,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
I saw it, so I'm excited to talk about it. I did not know about this list until this morning.
I've got a few quibbles.
Okay, I like it.
I must tell you, I'm not the biggest Ringer devotee.
Well,
I don't know that I've ever been to their site.
Honestly, I'll be honest, Brad, I'm glad you brought that up because when you texted me this morning and said we're going to talk about the Ringer today,
I honestly
Brett
thought it
knows
was
what
like
the Ringer
Ring
is?
magazine,
well,
like boxing.
Well, this is going to be fun. The top 10 NBA players
And what
under
will it
25
look like
years
this time
old.
next year among this list?
That's a great question.
That's what we're building to with Ja.
Absolutely. So let's get to a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at that list. Stick with us. You're listening to Sports Time.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
The times they are a-changin'. Bob Dylan's song is even more meaningful today in the real estate industry. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Mark's Benstorff Realtors, and in the months to come, if you decide to sell your home, you better have a knowledgeable agent to guide you through the changes that are taking place. As I tell people, it's not that you don't know the answers, you don't know the questions. So, if you or someone you know is thinking of selling, talk to 2 to 3 experienced real estate brokers to guide you through the changes, but make sure that I am one of them. I have a highly successful strategic marketing program that can mean the difference in when you sell and what you make. We're also affiliated with leading real estate companies of the world, a relocation network that means added exposure for your home from buyers moving into the Memphis area. Find out why people often say that when you want the job done, all shell done. You can reach me at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. That's memphisrelocate.com or 483-0546.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
Celebrate Memorial Day weekend at Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Don't miss incredible deals like 50% bonus trade-in on all new clubs. Buy any 2 apparel items and receive a 3rd free. And save big on shoes, bags, carts, and travel covers. The more you buy, the more you save. Shop with us this Memorial Day weekend, in-store or online. Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
We're David and Greg Figueroa, founders of Melinda's Hot Sauce.
Customers say we've ruined all other hot sauces for them.
So, we're sorry.
For rocking your world.
We're sorry we craft hot sauces from fresh, hot, flavorful ingredients, while other brands just use dried spice dust and vinegar. So a moment of silence.
Set your mouth on flavor with Melinda's Hot Sauces. Find them at your local retailer or online at melindas.com. That's MELINDAS.com.
Hey, Mid-South, I've got Marty McNade getting back to the past on these prices at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown.
This is heavy, Doc. I mean, Randy. Let's go with 42 MPG Highway and a 2024 Volkswagen Jetta SE for $249 a month. Or take your pick from a 2024 Tiguan S or 2024 Taos SE for only $279.28 a month.
Great Scott, McNade. You got it going on at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown on Winchester Road. Let me hit those deals again. 2024 Volkswagen Jetta SE, $249 a month, or take your pick. 2024 Tiguan S or Taos SE, $279.28 a month.
Your future is whatever you make of it, Randy, so let us help you make your future down here at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online at GossettVWG.com.
All 36-month lease, 7,500 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Jetta number RMO 46526, MSRP 26996. Tiguan RM 103910, MSRP 31363. Taos RM 000174, MSRP 31414. Includes all credit and incentives. PF 695. Excludes DTNL.